Your thoughts are not you. They don't define you. But when we deem them as so important, that's when they become our reality. That's when they really start to feel like they're controlling you. Hey guys, what's up? What's going on? My name is Sabrina and welcome to my channel. Today I feel really inspired to talk about how to stop negative thinking and how to also train your brain to constantly think positive thoughts instead. If you like what you hear today, don't forget to hit that red subscribe button below and also follow me on Instagram for more tips and inspiration for everything positive mindset, mental health, and law of attraction related. And without further ado, let's get into this video. Now, when we have these negative thoughts, it is our nature to say that that's just how I am, or I'll never be that positive person. But what you've got to understand is that we can change our identity. Our identity is malleable. Our personality is malleable. And we can definitely change our thoughts. Your thoughts are not you. They don't define you. Oftentimes our thoughts come from things we've heard on TV, or things that we heard on the radio, or things our mom said, or things that our friend said. But either way, most of them didn't derive from us, therefore they don't define us. They're just things floating around in our mind. But when we deem them as so important, that's when they become our reality. That's when they really start to feel like they're controlling you. Now, it can be really easy for us to fall a victim to our negative thoughts because when we really believe them, when we feel them so hard, it really feels like that's our reality. And I don't want to act like this isn't some easy thing to do because it definitely takes consistency and repetition to succeed at, to changing your negative thoughts to positive, but it definitely can be done. So the first thing I want you to do is to become aware of when you're thinking these thoughts and why you're thinking them. A lot of times these thoughts are derived from old beliefs that don't serve us anymore. So that you have the belief that you aren't worthy, that you aren't pretty enough, that you aren't good enough. These beliefs will cause these negative thoughts to come up, and we think the negative thought and we're like, oh, why are we thinking this? Well, you've got to look deeper. You've got to look at a subconscious level where this thought is deriving from. Yes, it can derive definitely from another person, but it affects you at such a deep level because you, at some level, you believe it to be important. My favorite way to stop my negative thoughts and to figure out where this thought is even coming from is through journaling. And I will never stop raving about journaling. It is the ultimate form of self-therapy and it has done wonders for me. I seriously think that is like one of the number one reasons of how I've been able to completely transform my personality and my identity is through journaling. But when you have a negative thought, I want you to write down, why am I thinking this? Does any part of me believe this negative thought? And why do I believe that? Where did this come from? Where did this stem from? And question every thought. And I know I've mentioned this in a couple other my videos, but when you have a thought, instead of attaching such a negative emotional energy around it, instead of, believing it to be true, kind of detach yourself and think, that's interesting why I thought that thought. Why did I think that? And stop identifying it as your own. Realize that a lot of times it didn't even come from you, or it may be just coming from an old stale belief system that you need to get rid of and let go. And that's even more powerful because then you can get rid of this entire belief system and that can impact your life in so many incredible ways and up-level yourself and your personality and who you are as a person. So journaling can do absolute wonders. And also when you have a negative thought, pairing it with the inner work and figuring out where it came from, I also want you to instead think an opposing positive thought and repeat that positive one like at least 5 times in order to put your focus and energy on the positive, on this thing that you want to create for yourself. Because your brain will actually start to give in when you give more energy and focus to the positive stuff. As long as you have more momentum on that one side that you want, that is the side that your subconscious mind and your brain is going to give into. So your brain is going to automatically start thinking more positive thoughts when you give more focus and more energy on it. So that is why when you think a negative thought, it's really important to think that positive one and really feel into it. Not just think it, but really put your energy into it. Do as much as you can to feel that that positive thought is your reality. So if you have the negative thought, I'm so ugly, you want to repeat, I'm so beautiful, and really feel that. And the more you do this, the more you just train your brain to think more positively, and it will just create a more positive reality for yourself, and it will create more positive opportunities and more positive circumstances and positive people, all of that. And I also want you to start implementing little habits here and there to just boost that momentum, to like really get that snowball effect going. So every time you look in the mirror, I want you to compliment yourself. Or every time before you go to bed at night, I love doing this. When I go to bed, I have a few things that I will go over in my mind to set my energy right for that day and also the following day. But I love to review what is the best thing that happened to me that day. And it'll kind of train your brain to start thinking of all the good things that happened in your day, and then we'll just start creating more good things happening in following days. So when I go to bed, I think of all the good things that happened to me, my favorite thing that happened to me that day. I also want you to understand that no matter how positive you are, no matter how much of a positive, optimistic person you are, negative thoughts are still bound to come in every now and then. So I don't want you to get upset or mad when this stuff happens. Consistency is definitely key. No matter how many times you fall down, as long as you keep picking yourself back up, this stuff will work for you. But it's how you interact and entertain these negative thoughts will deem how powerful they are for you, will deem how it affects your life. So become aware of when you're thinking these negative thoughts, why you're thinking them, where they're coming from, do the inner work around that, and then replace and put a bunch of momentum and energy and focus on the positive so that you can start training your brain and really create that reality for yourself, that you are now a positive person and that you are now an optimistic person and creating a positive life for yourself. So that is it that I have for today, guys. I really hope this helped you out. If it did, please give this video a big thumbs up. Don't forget to hit that red subscribe button below, and feel free to share this video with anyone you feel may want to hear it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.